Hello viewers, you're welcome to another episode of Data Analytics. My name remains Vincent Hope. In this lesson, we're going to be carrying out data analytics with Power BI, and we're also going to be using the banking performance data set we used in the previous lesson of Excel. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. So let's jump right into it. So we'll start Microsoft Power BI. This is the icon, or you use this one. Okay, but I've already started it. So let's see how we make progress in this. Okay, so the Microsoft Power BI application is coming up. So we're waiting for it to pop up. Okay, still taking a while. Fine. So now we're in the area. So what we simply do here is to come here and click blank report. So I click this. If I click this, let's take a kind of rundown view of the Power BI environment. So what do you have? In the Power BI environment, you have the title bar here. Then you also have the menus. You can see this is file. Let me go back here. This is home. This is insert. This is modeling, view, optimize, help. So these are all options. Usually you stay on the home menu, and each of the menu has sub options or icons. Okay, now let's move on. So we have the dotted line area. You can see this area here like a rectangle. Dotted line area is actually where you add your visuals or you carry out your reports. It's actually called the report view also. Then if you look at this direction here, you see that you have the visualization panel where you have different tools. These different visualizations you will be adding to your report or dashboard here. Then you also have the data section. If I click here, you have the section of your data. When you upload your data, you will see the columns or headers here. Okay, then you also have what we call the view section. You can see now your report view, which is the view you are. You have the table view. If we upload our data, you'll see it here. We also have the model view, the DAX query view, and the TMDL view. But the most important two we're going to be working on is both the report view and the table view. So let's go back to the report view. I click. Okay, so now we want to upload our data. Remember, the data analytics process is a 4-step process. The first is data collection. Second, data cleaning. Third step is data analysis. And the fourth step is data visualization. So the first thing we're going to do is to get our data, or collect our data. Like I told you in the previous Excel lessons, this data has already been collected for you in a data set. And that data set is what we're going to upload in our Power BI. And there are 3 areas you can upload a data set in your Power BI. You can upload from here. You can see it says get data. You can get Excel, Power BI, data flows, and the rest of it. You can also get data. You can see get data from another source. If you click this, you will see that you can get data from Excel, text, XML, JSON folder, blah, blah, blah. So many of them here. I cancel this. You can also get data by when you click get data here. Okay. You can also get the same set of data. Yes, also from this option here. So let's upload our data. Let's use this now. So get data from another source. I click on this. Okay. I can decide to select a text CSV. And like I told you, CSV files are files that can work with almost every application. So since we're going to be working with CSV, so I selected CSV option. I click connect. If I click connect, it will come to the point where it calls on CBN Bank Performance Data Set work. So if I select this now, this is the one I want to use this data set, and I click open. If I click open, the data is connecting. Let's see how it brings it out in our Power BI. Okay, you can see the data set here. CBN Banking Performance Data Set Work CV. Click load the data. We're going to load the data. Okay, so when we load the data, if we watch this section here, we discover the data is also being uploaded. Okay, as soon as we see the data set appear here, it means our data set have been uploaded. Okay, let's watch it. You can see CBN Bank Performance Data Set. If I expand this by clicking this arrow here, all the menus, all the columns are available. So the data has been uploaded. Another way to check is to come to here. You have report view. You can come to the table view and click here, and you will see that the data set is available for you. Okay, so let's go back to the report view. Now quickly, let's do a quick visual and have an idea of how Power BI works. So now we have visualizations panel here. Now we take one stack bar chart here. I click it. If I click it, you see that the visual appears on my report view here. I can expand a bit. Okay, I can come now to my data section, expand it, and take two sets of data to give some context to my visual. So I can decide to select the bank name. Okay, and you can see that the bank name comes to the y-axis. Then I'll select, for example, I can select return on assets. I click on this. Okay, that comes to the x-axis, and you can see that the visual has appeared here. I can do another one. Now before that, I can simply click. If I click, for example, on the pie chart, if I click here, it will change the context here. Now, but that's not what I want. Let me go back. I click on the bar chart. I want another chart instead of this. So what do? I simply select outside or click outside the chart. You can see this is selected, this is unselected. So if I click here, if I click any visual, it affects this. But if I click outside and I click another visual, for example, the pie chart, if I click on it, okay, you see now the pie chart appears separate here. So I can select two fields again. I can still select my banking, or let's say branches, for example, or no, let me use my bank name as against this one. Now let me say return on assets. So you can see I have two different charts. Now before we make progress, what I want you to understand is that Power BI has an interactive dashboard, meaning that as many charts you put on the screen here, if you select any one, it affects the other one. Let's see, if I click this, now you can see it gives me the value on this other chart. So if you have 4 other charts here, it does the same thing. If I click this value, it gives me the other value. If I click this, so you can see that your charts are interactive. So let's make progress. So I click outside here, or I just press or, okay, I remove it. Let me just click all of them. Okay, and just make sure all of them are back. Now what do I do next? Now I have uploaded the data. The next thing to do is to clean the data, and that is where the Power Query Editor comes in. So to go to the Power Query Editor, we come to this menu here under Queries. You see this menu here called Transform Data. If I click the down arrow underneath it, and I come to Transform Data and I click. If I go to Transform Data, what do I have? It takes me to this called the Power Query Editor. This is where I can do all my queries, my cleaning, and before I get back to the dashboard. Now, I also want you to take note of these applied steps. Everything we carry out here is going to be reflected here. So let's continue. Now we discovered that yes, remember as a data analyst, you need to inspect your data, which we have done in the Excel. So you know you have month, you have day, bank name, you have region, you have deposits, you have total loans in billions, you have NPL and the rest of it, liquidity ratio, and so many other data columns, capital adequacy ratio. If you also notice that you have empty cells, but in Power BI it doesn't leave them as empty, it tags them as null cells. So that's how Power BI looks at it. So what do we do? Like I told you in the Excel, is that your main reference point is this two, is your bank name and your region, because all these data are actually dependent on bank name and region. So let's first remove the empty cells, just like we did. No, okay, the first thing we are supposed to do is remove what we call the duplicates. So what do? I click anywhere inside the cell, I'll press Ctrl plus A. It will select everything in the Power BI. Now if it selects everything in the Power BI, I will come to this column here called Reduce Rows, click on this Remove Rows here, click the arrow beneath, and I click what? Remove Duplicates. I click Remove Duplicates. If there are any duplicates, it is removed and it is recorded in the apply steps. If I want to go back to where I was before, I simply come here and cancel it. You can see remove duplicates have been undone. So I want to repeat the process. So I click remove rows and I come to remove duplicates. So it comes back here. Now the next thing we want to do is to remove the empty cells in bank name column and the region column. So I will start with this. I just click the top, the bank name. So this is selected. So what do? I can right click on this option here, or just click on this option here. Is a kind of a filter option. If I click it here, and I'll see an option here, say remove empty. Then I click remove empty. All the empty cells here have been removed. I will do the same thing here. Click here, and I also click this filter here, and I click what? Remove empty. Okay, all have been removed. Okay, now this none, I'm not sure of what it is. Just to add to that, I can remove this one directly. I can just right click it, and okay, let me see if I click here. Okay, I can decide to come here and remove what? Remove, I don't want to remove the blank rows, remove alternate rows, remove blank rows. Okay, let me see. Or if I come here, okay, let's skip that for now. Let's just move on. Okay, so what I will now do now is to see how I can fill up, just like we did in Excel. Fill up, I can actually change this value later, but let me skip that. I'll do that. I can change it to anything that is close to it, but I don't want to focus on that now. Let's come to this empty cells, what we did in Excel. So what do? We can click from total deposits, then hold our shift key, move on, click until I get to agricultural loans, which is the last one. Agricultural loans, we're moving. Okay, look at it, and I click the last one, so all of them are selected. I don't want to select these remaining ones, so I only picked these ones. So I clicked the first one, hold my shift key, and moved to the last and clicked it. So what do I do now? I want to fill in the null sets, these empty ones. I will fill them with 0 like we did in Excel. So I right click it here, and I come to what? Replace values. Let's see, I click replace values. If I click replace values, okay, I'll say what to find. I type null and I say replace with 0, which is 0, and I click OK. Now if you look at it, all of them have been replaced with 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's how I want it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I will want to format these cells. So what do? I want to round them up. If you look at the decimal places, they are in three. How many decimal places? About 6 to 7 decimal. So I can right click while they are still selected, and I come to transform, and I go to round. You can see round has appeared twice. So transform, you right click here first, come to transform, go to round, select round again, okay, and I click type 2 decimal places, and I click OK. Now you can see all of them have changed to 2 decimal places. So another thing I would like to do before I think I am done with this. This is okay. This one went to 1 decimal place. So like the one other thing I would like to do, I would like to replace the values that are not correct. So like we did in Excel, we have, for example, here we have Sterling Bank of Sterling. So I can right click and copy and come here, right click it here on the column here, go to replace values, paste what I have copied, paste, then come here. I can still paste that, but change the spelling correctly to Sterling Bank, and I click OK. So you can see Sterling Bank has been corrected. Let me also do this for Zenith. I click copy, I click right click and replace values. Okay, paste here, also come here and paste, and I change this add H here so that I will get the correct one, and click OK. All of them, as you can see here, replaced 1, replaced 2. So this has been corrected. Then this one that is empty, let me copy it. I can give it any value or leave it as null, or okay. So I click let's go that let's say, let's come to okay, replace values. I can call that none. Wherever I find none, I can give it a generality. I can say find, let's just say I give it to Sterling, and I click OK. Okay, so I have that, or I delete it, but let's just replace it for now. Then I do the same thing here, right click, this is south copy. I can always come and right click again, click what, replace values, then paste that one here, the one I copied, also paste it here, but now add H on the 2 sides so that it will be south and have the correct spelling, and click OK. If I click OK now, that is corrected. Is there any other one that has issues? Northeast, North Central, I think okay, this Northwest is not correct here, so I copy this, right click again, click replace values, and I come here, paste it, come here to paste, but add the R to make it correct, and I click OK. So they have all been corrected. The next thing I need to do is to save what I have done. So what do? I come to this icon here, I click, you see you have close and apply, you have apply, you have close. So I will close and apply, means I have applied everything I have done and close it together. So I click close and apply, I come back to my dashboard, to my report view. Okay, so you can see some data. I can see that if you watch carefully, the data had changed because some corrections have been made, some data have been deleted, and the rest of it. So we're going to also now start after now. So we are done with the data cleaning. So data collection, second step, data cleaning. The third step now is data analysis. So quickly, let's do some analysis. So we can click this plus here and add a new page, then right click it and rename it, and remove this and call this page analysis. Call it what? Analysis. So as we call it analysis, so what do? Now we can build a table visual here. So we come here to the visualization, click table. If we click table, now one thing Okay, let's continue and see how it affects us. One thing I didn't do was to trim. The essence of trimming is to be able to make sure there are no hidden characters. We'll see the effect. Let us continue. So I bring my table visuals here, I expand it. Okay, let me delete it again just in case you missed it. So I come here and I click table, okay, and I bring my expand it here. Okay, so let's add one of the features here. I will add bank table, bank name. I add bank name. Okay, you can see all the banks here are listed here. Now let me do what is called DAX. DAX means data analysis expressions, which means it's a form of calculations that you carry out in Power BI, data analysis expressions. So what I will do, I will come to this column here, I will right click it. I can right click on anywhere and I'll see this feature here, which is what we want to use for our calculations, new measure. So anywhere I right click on the data section, anywhere, if I even come down here, I'll still see new measure. So if I click new measure, and I want to calculate total, for example, total depth of each of the bank, I can change this measure here, type total what? Or total loans. Let me just say total loans. And I come here, I can sum it up, SUM. You can see, what did I do? I came after the equal sign, click in front of it, type SUM, then select sum, then I'll look for the loans. Okay, let's look for the one that has the loans. Let's check. The one with the loan field. Okay, let's see. Loan field. Okay, see loans, total loans in billions. I select this. Then if you notice that you started with an open bracket, so you need to close it with a closed bracket. I put a closed bracket. Okay, then you select commit. If I click commit here, if I select commit, now you see this committed, then I can add it to my if I want to make sure it's in currency, I can come here from general and change it to what? Currency. Okay, now if you notice, you see that the decimal place is auto. Let's add what we have added. We have added total loans. Where is total loans now? Let's look for it on the data panel. So you can see it below here, dotted. If I click on it now, okay, you can see that the loans has appeared here. Okay, now you can see now the decimal places from the total is point something. I don't want that, so what do? I can come here and this auto here and reduce it to 2 decimal places. You can see it's affecting the table. You can see now I just have 2 decimal places here. Okay, now let us also make progress. So this is done. Okay, I will calculate another. I can right click here and also create new measure. I can say we have used total, let's use average, or I can say MPL average. Okay, and you come after the equal sign, type A, type V. You will see average will appear. If you select it, then you take average. Let's look for the MPL. See MPL ratio, select it, click close bracket and press what? Or press enter or click commit. If you click commit, you will see it. Okay, then if we look for MPL, you can see MPL average here. If I add it, click my table and I click MPL average to add to it. Okay, you can see it's also showing here. Okay, if I want it to appear in dollars here, I can still come to the MPL and I click on this more options here, click on it, the formula will appear. Okay, let me just click here, okay, if I click maybe close to it, the formula appears here. Then I select maybe currency. Okay, if I select currency, you see it comes to several decimal places. I don't want that, so I can reduce it to how many decimal places I want. I want 2 decimal places. So my data is coming up. You can see that. Okay, now I want to do another calculation. I already have total loans and MPL. I want to do another calculation. I can right click again and also click new measure. Okay, let's just call it let's just call this one calculation or multipliers, any name you decide to give to it. Okay, then click outside of it. Then what do we do now? Instead of pressing sum or average, I'll use a square bracket. I click on the square bracket. Where is it? I click this. You can see now what happens when you click a square bracket. Only the 2 calculations you have done before, which is MPL average, which is this column here, and the total loans will come. So if you have done 3, the 3 of them will show forth. So I can decide to select total loans, then I can decide to select divided or plus addition or minus or asterisk, which is multiplication. Press square bracket. That means you can use any of the signs. Then MPL average, you can see that. Then I click commit. So my multipliers is total loans times MPL average. I am just doing a normal calculation, so you can play around with it. You can use division, multiplication, addition, and all the rest. Now you can see my multipliers here. If I add it here, I add it to my table. So you can see now I have a beautiful table. Now look at this, now beautiful. Now I have been working with my build visual. Now I want to do some manipulation. If you discover the build visual is actually not very visible, it's a bit small, so you have to be straining your eyes to look at it, so you can make it bolder and bigger. So I will come to another option here. I select it, the table. I come to the second option here. You see this is build visual. I come to another visual, which is another option under the visualization panel, which is called format visual. If I click format here, okay, all the options that regards the formatting of the table appears. So I can decide to come to column headers, expand it here, okay, you can see it is 10, and decide to make it increase it. Then I can make it bold, okay. The same thing I can do for the values too. If I come here, okay, let's see, sorry, let me check for the values. These are the values. I click here, I can increase the values to 12 or 14. Okay, now I can also put a lot, change the color of the background, okay, put light blue, okay. You can see it's becoming more visible. I can decide to remove the total if I don't want it, but let's say we leave this like this as it is. So you can see now you have this set of data which you have played around with. Now I can decide to also add what is called a slicer. A slicer actually is used to control your dashboard. So if I use a slicer, I come here, I look for the slicer visual, which is this. I click it. Remember, the table visual is unselected. If it's selected and you click the slicer, it will affect it. So I click outside, then I click slicer. Okay, see the slicer has appeared now. I bring it forth. The slicer you can use is actually used more with time. So you add either the month field or the year field. For this, we're going to add the month field. So I come down here, I add the month field. So you can see now this is the slicer. It is the start date here, and this is the end date. So if I move each, the data here changes. Let me click all of them, unselect all of them, okay. If I move further, the data, you notice that the data is changing. It's selecting year per year. This is 2023. Okay, this is 2024. before, you can see the data is changing. So as you move the slicer, depending on what you want, it will change the data. It keep on changing the data, so the data affects it. Continue with our table. So what we do now, I think we are done with this. So we simply move back to our report view, where we're going to play around with our other tables. So what we did now, if you notice that this, we have some of our return on assets. This pie chart is actually for return on equity. So let's do another chart. We can now decide to take a line chart now. Click on line chart now. Okay, we can now select bank name. Where's our bank name here? As against the NPL ratio. Let's take this. Okay, you can discover that the bank NPL ratio is going down. Okay, we also take another chart. We can decide to take maybe a stack clustered column chart. Click on this. Okay, we have a clustered column chart. Then we can select bank name as against let's say, what did we use in the last lesson? Maybe. Okay, let's say, what other options did we use? Okay, let's say SMN lending, NPL ratio. Okay, liquidity ratio. Let's use the liquidity ratio. So you can see we have different charts, and like we said, the Power BI chart is interactive. If I click this, you see it affects every other chart. Click this, it affects every other chart. Click this, it affects every other chart. So I click outside. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me go back to my report. Fine. Now we're also going to add something very interesting. We're going to add what we call KPIs, KPI or visual cards. Now we have visual cards. Where is our visual card? Okay, we add this to this. We click this. No, so okay, this is selected. Let me undo this now. I just click outside here and I click my card visual. Okay, in this card visual, I may want to add something interesting. I can decide to add to see my total real return on asset. If I just click on it, okay, you can see sum of return on asset is 3.75 billion. Okay, if I select another one, click on this. Okay, I still have another one. I can select which other feature that makes some sense. Let's say FX transactions. Okay, you can see sum of FX transactions. So you can see this gives you like a summary view. So you can see that I have a very beautiful dashboard here. Now quickly before I come back, let me go back to my analysis. If I go back to analysis, there's something I did not add here, which I just wanted to show. If I click on my table, from this option here, I can sort it upwards and in descending order. The same thing here, ascending or descending, and this is what ascending. When the arrow is going up, it's going from smallest to lowest, which is in ascending order. Okay, let me take back my charts. Take my chart back to this place. Undo. Okay, so this is ascending. Now this is descending. Okay, you see it's from the highest to the lowest. When the arrow is up, it's ascending from the highest to the lowest. Then when it is up, it is from the smallest to the highest. Another thing we can quickly do on this table is to add what we call data bars. So I can select any of them, whether it's total loans, the ones that have figures, NPL average or multipliers. So if I decide to take total loans, I select this arrow here. I come to conditional formatting, come to data bars, then I select the color I need on the positive bar. Maybe I select a yellow and I click OK. Okay. If I click OK, you can see the effect here. Okay. I can select for NPL average too. Select here. select conditional formatting here, select data bars, select a particular one, let me say purple, click OK. You can see, so it shows you the data on each of the charts. So let's move on. So we go back to our page. So we have already created this beautiful dashboard. We may just want to add what we call insert a heading and possibly an image. So what we'll do, we bring these ones down a bit, okay, reduce it just down a bit, bring it here, reduce it down a bit, okay, bring it down, this one, okay, yes, then bring this one down a bit, come here, reduce this, bring this one down a bit, okay, we're here, so we can come here and click insert, then click text box, okay, then type what we want. We can say what? Banking performance, select this, increase the size, let's say 20, make it a bit bigger, 28, expand it, center it, come here, okay, come to this point here, okay, so you can see we have a heading. We can also add an image to this. So what do? We click insert to, we select image, you go to the section where you have, or the folder where you have the image. Let's see whether I have any image here. Let's see, I'm looking for my image right now. Okay, let's say I have a CBN image here. Okay, beautiful, I have this. Then come here, so you can see that my dashboard is looking great. Okay, so my dashboard is looking great. So that is how we will carry out our data analysis with Power BI. I hope you have learned a lot from this lesson. My name remains Vincent Hope, your instructor. Thank you for watching and do have a great day.